In the farthest reaches of northern Europe, where the land stretches towards the Arctic Circle, lies a realm sculpted by ice, wind, and time. This is Lapland, a wilderness of staggering scale and beauty, where the natural world reigns supreme. Spanning more than 200,000 square kilometers, Lapland is not confined by borders. It sweeps across the northernmost reaches of Norway, Sweden, Finland, and Russia's Kola Peninsula, forming one of the last great wildernesses of Europe. Here the landscape is painted in broad, dramatic strokes, endless tundra, rolling fells, and deep, ancient forests, all shaped by the relentless forces of nature. The barren, wind-swept fells rise and fall like frozen waves, their surfaces scoured by icy winds. Beyond them, immense taiga forests stretch to the horizon, their pine and birch trees standing as silent sentinels, cloaked in snow and frost. The land is intricately patterned with sprawling wetlands known as Mires, vast, waterlogged expanses that freeze solid in winter and teem with life in the brief summer. Shrub tundra, with its hardy willows and dwarf birches, carpets the ground, enduring the harshest of climates. In winter, the air is crisp and silent. Snow blankets every surface, muffling sound and transforming the landscape into a world of white and blue. Frost etches delicate patterns on every twig and leaf, and the trees stand motionless, locked in icy stillness. Wildlife here has adapted to the extremes. Reindeer with their thick coats and wide hooves traverse the snowy plains in search of lichen beneath the drifts. The elusive Arctic fox, its fur blending perfectly with the snow, stalks silently across the tundra, ever watchful for prey. Above, the snowy owl surveys the land from its perch, while ptarmigan, nearly invisible in their winter plumage, forage among the low shrubs. Every creature is a master of survival, honed by generations in this unforgiving environment. In the shadowy forests, the lynx moves with silent grace, its tufted ears alert to the faintest sound. The wolverine, fierce and solitary, leaves tracks in the fresh snow, a rare but formidable presence in this wild domain. As darkness falls, the sky comes alive with the ethereal glow of the northern lights. Ribbons of green and violet dance above the tundra, illuminating the snow and ice in a surreal, otherworldly light. The Lapland tundra is a place of stark contrasts and profound beauty. Golden sunlight at the edge of day casts long shadows across the snow, revealing the subtle textures of the land. During the long, dark winters, the sun barely grazes the horizon. The world is draped in a deep blue twilight, and the silence is broken only by the whisper of wind through the trees. Life retreats beneath the snow. Plants lie dormant, their energy stored deep within roots and bulbs. Small mammals shelter in burrows, waiting for the return of warmth and light. Then, with the turning of the seasons, comes the brief but glorious summer. The midnight sun hovers above the horizon, bathing the land in continuous daylight for weeks on end. The tundra awakens in a riot of color and sound. Wildflowers burst from the ground, painting the landscape with vibrant hues. Migratory birds return from distant lands, filling the air with their calls as they nest and raise their young. The transformation is dramatic, a cycle of extremes where life must seize every opportunity in the fleeting warmth before the cold returns. Beneath the surface, a complex web of life thrives. Mosses and lichens cling to rocks, forming the foundation of the food chain. Small mammals scurry through the undergrowth, while insects emerge in swarms, providing sustenance for birds and larger animals. Even the largest creatures, like the moose, depend on the bounty of the forest, browsing on twigs and leaves, shaping the very structure of the ecosystem. The health of the tundra depends on intricate connections between plants, animals, and the soil itself. Roots bind the earth, fungi form hidden networks, and every organism plays a role in the balance of this wild place. Here, survival is an art form, perfected over millennia. Every adaptation, every behavior is a response to the challenges of this land of ice and light. Yet, this ancient balance is now under threat. The climate is changing, ice melts sooner, permafrost thaws, and the rhythms of life are disrupted. The future of Lapland's wilderness, and the countless species that call it home, hangs in the balance. The Arctic is warming at a rate faster than anywhere else on our planet, and the Lapland tundra is on the front line of this dramatic change. The signs are becoming impossible to ignore. The summer of 2024, for instance, was recorded as the hottest in this region for over 2,000 years. In places like Sodankala in Finnish Lapland, average summer temperatures soared to nearly 16 degrees Celsius, a significant deviation from the long-term norm. This record heat is not just a fleeting anomaly, it is a symptom of a deeper, more systemic shift that is altering the very foundations of this ancient ecosystem, creating a cascade of consequences for all its inhabitants. One of the most profound and worrying impacts is the thawing of the permafrost. For millennia, this permanently frozen ground has acted like a vast natural freezer, locking away immense quantities of carbon. But as temperatures rise, this ancient ice is beginning to melt. The thawing ground becomes unstable, and the organic matter trapped within begins to decompose, releasing vast amounts of carbon dioxide and methane into the atmosphere. This creates a dangerous feedback loop. The released greenhouse gases contribute to further warming, which in turn accelerates the thawing of more permafrost. It is a silent, creeping change, but one that has global implications. The warming climate is also transforming the tundra's vegetation. Hardy mosses and lichens, the traditional bedrock of the tundra's food web, are being pushed out by opportunistic newcomers. Willow shrubs are marching northward, their dark leaves absorbing more of the sun's heat and further warming the ground beneath them. This shrubification of the tundra changes the entire character of the landscape. While it may provide new food sources for some animals, it spells disaster for others who depend on the delicate lichens that are being smothered and outcompeted. The very carpet of life that sustains the tundra is being rewoven into a new and unfamiliar pattern. Furthermore, the nature of the snow itself is changing. Unpredictable weather patterns are leading to more frequent freeze-thaw cycles during the winter. Rain can fall on top of the snowpack and then freeze, forming thick, impenetrable layers of ice. For animals that need to dig through the snow to find food, this is a catastrophe. These hard ice crusts lock away the vital vegetation beneath, turning a winter pasture into a barren, frozen desert. This change in snow conditions is one of the most immediate and life-threatening consequences of a warming climate for many of the tundra's iconic species. No animal embodies the spirit of the Lapland tundra more than the caribou. These remarkable creatures are the living pulse of the Arctic, their lives woven into the very fabric of the land. With their wide, snowshoe-like hooves, caribou move effortlessly across deep drifts, each step supported by the ingenious design of their feet. Their dense, double-layered coats trap air, creating a barrier against the biting cold and swirling winds, a testament to nature's engineering. The caribou's existence is a story of perpetual motion. Each year, entire herds embark on epic migrations, traversing hundreds of kilometers across the tundra. These journeys are not random wanderings but ancient rituals, following invisible trails etched into memory by countless generations. In the brief golden summer, caribou ascend to the high alpine fells, where lush grasses and sedges flourish under the midnight sun. Here, calves are born, and the herds feast and grow strong. As the days shorten and the first snows fall, they descend into the sheltering embrace of the taiga forests, seeking refuge from the harshest storms. Along these ancient migratory routes, caribou display an extraordinary sense of direction. Guided by instinct and memory, they navigate the vast, featureless expanse, always seeking the most energy-efficient paths. This migration memory is a marvel, allowing them to conserve strength for the challenges ahead. Survival in the tundra demands more than endurance. Caribou are equipped with a suite of adaptations that allow them to thrive where few others can. In the heart of a blizzard, they stand resolute, their bodies shielded by fur so thick that even the fiercest wind cannot penetrate. Their nasal passages are lined with intricate turbinates, delicate scroll-like bones that warm each breath from the frigid air outside to a gentle warmth before it reaches their lungs. This rapid transformation protects them from the icy air, a silent miracle with every inhale. Their fur is so insulating that a caribou can lie on the snow for hours, leaving no trace of melted ice beneath. This allows them to rest and conserve energy, even in the open, exposed tundra. On the coldest nights, caribou gather close, forming tight-knit groups. This social behavior is more than companionship. It is a strategy for survival, sharing warmth and reducing the energy each individual must expend to stay alive. Through blizzards and biting winds, the herd presses on, their resilience forged by millennia of adaptation. Each step is a testament to their ability to endure, to persist where others would falter. The tundra is a land of constant change, and the caribou are ever watchful, alert to the shifting patterns of snow and ice. the subtle cues that signal when to move and when to rest. Yet, even in this vast wilderness, the journey is fraught with challenges. The herds must contend with the scarcity of food in the long winter months, searching tirelessly for the lichens hidden beneath layers of snow and ice. When the herds gather in the open tundra, their numbers are a spectacle of life, a living river flowing across the land. Each individual plays a role in the survival of the group, from the vigilant sentinels to the nurturing mothers and playful calves. The seasons turn, and with them, the landscape transforms. Melting snow reveals new growth, and the cycle of migration begins anew. The caribou's journey is a dance with the land, a rhythm as old as the tundra itself. In the depths of winter, when ice crusts form over the snow, caribou must use their strong hooves to break through, searching for the precious lichens that sustain them. Sometimes the crust is too thick, and hunger becomes a silent companion. The struggle for survival is relentless. The weak may falter, but the herd moves on, driven by the promise of spring and the hope of renewal. Predators lurk in the shadows, wolves and golden eagles, ever watchful for the vulnerable. The caribou's vigilance and unity are their greatest defenses, each member relying on the herd for protection. The balance between predator and prey is delicate, a timeless contest that shapes the destiny of both. The caribou's journey is not just a migration, but a saga of survival, adaptation, and resilience. Across the endless expanse of the Lapland tundra, the caribou continue their ancient odyssey, moving with the seasons, guided by instinct and the wisdom of the wild. Their journey is a testament to nature's resilience, a story written in hoofprints and whispered on the wind, a living legacy of the Arctic's enduring spirit. The enduring journey of the caribou is a race against the elements, a struggle for survival in a world of ice and light, where only the most resilient can endure. The Lapland tundra, a vast and seemingly desolate expanse, is in fact a living arena where some of the world's most resilient predators play out their ancient dramas. Here, every hunter is a master of patience, adaptation, and survival, each uniquely evolved to thrive in the relentless cold and scarcity of the far north. The gray wolf, a legendary figure of these frozen lands, is a symbol of endurance and cunning. Once nearly vanished from these territories, the wolf's return marks a resurgence of wild balance. With keen senses and a social intelligence honed over millennia, the wolf is both a strategist and a relentless pursuer. Wolves live and hunt in tightly bonded family packs, each member playing a vital role. These packs, often numbering 5 to 10, are built on cooperation and communication, subtle glances, body language, and howls that echo across the tundra, binding the group together. Their territories are immense, stretching up to 1,000 square kilometers. Within these boundaries, the pack moves with purpose, tracking the faintest scent or the freshest trail. Their coordinated hunts are a display of teamwork, flanking, chasing, and exhausting their prey, often reindeer or caribou, with a success rate far beyond that of any lone hunter. The wolf's presence is vital for the ecosystem. By preying on the weak and the sick, they keep the herds healthy and prevent overgrazing, allowing the fragile tundra vegetation to recover and flourish. Their return is a sign of the wild's resilience, a keystone in the intricate web of life. In the shadow of the wolf, the Arctic fox weaves its own story of survival. This small, nimble predator is a marvel of adaptation, sculpted by the relentless cold and the scarcity of food. Its body is compact with short legs and a bushy tail that doubles as a scarf against the wind. The Arctic fox's fur is a masterpiece of insulation, changing from brown in the brief summer to a dazzling white in winter, rendering it nearly invisible against the snow. This camouflage is its shield, both from larger predators and from the sharp eyes of its prey. Even its paws are engineered for the cold, equipped with a countercurrent heat exchange system that keeps them warm and nimble, allowing the fox to traverse the icy crust without freezing. The Arctic fox is a master of opportunity. It listens intently for the faint rustle of a lemming beneath the snow, then leaps high and plunges nose first to snatch its quarry. When prey is scarce, it follows in the footsteps of larger hunters, scavenging leftovers and making use of every scrap. Ingenious and forward-thinking, the Arctic fox caches food, lemmings, eggs, and carrion, burying them in the snow to sustain itself through the leanest months. It is said that up to 90% of the goose eggs it finds are hidden away, a testament to its foresight and adaptability. Above the tundra, the snowy owl reigns as a silent sentinel. With its piercing yellow eyes it surveys the landscape, ever watchful for the slightest movement. During the endless daylight of the Arctic summer, the snowy owl becomes a tireless hunter. Lemmings are its lifeblood, making up more than 70% of its diet during the breeding season. The owl's hunting is a spectacle of precision, gliding low, then striking with silent wings and deadly talons. Its vision is extraordinary, able to detect the faintest movement from over a mile away. The owl hunts at all hours, taking advantage of the perpetual daylight, and its success is a matter of life and death for its growing chicks. The snowy owl's feathers are so dense that even the fiercest Arctic blizzards cannot drive it to shelter. It remains active in temperatures plunging to -60°C, a true master of the polar sky, its white plumage blending seamlessly with the snow. The fate of the snowy owl is bound to the lemming. When lemming numbers soar, the owls thrive and raise large broods. When the population crashes, the owls must travel vast distances in search of food, their fortunes rising and falling with the cycles of their tiny prey. In the half-light of the tundra, other hunters move unseen. Their presence is marked only by fleeting shadows and the silent imprint of tracks in the snow. The wolverine, a solitary force of nature, roams the wilderness with unmatched tenacity. Despite its size, it is a formidable predator, capable of bringing down prey many times its own weight, including young caribou. Its endurance is legendary, covering vast distances in search of food, undeterred by the harshest conditions. The wolverine's jaws are powerful enough to shatter frozen bones, granting it access to the rich marrow within, a vital resource in a land where every calorie counts. The Eurasian lynx, a ghostly presence in the twilight, stalks its prey with silent precision. Its tufted ears and keen eyesight make it a master of ambush, preying on mountain hares and small mammals. The lynx's solitary nature and stealth allow it to thrive where others might falter, slipping through the underbrush unseen. High above, the golden eagle surveys the tundra with an unblinking gaze. This apex aerial predator is a marvel of speed and power, capable of diving at 240 kilometers per hour. In spring it targets the vulnerable, newborn caribou calves, striking with breathtaking force and precision. The eagle's presence is a reminder that in the north, every life is shaped by the hunt, and every hunter plays a part in the eternal cycle of the wild. Beyond the caribou and their predators, the Lapland tundra is a living tapestry woven with creatures whose very existence is a testament to nature's ingenuity. Here, every animal is a master of adaptation, each equipped with extraordinary traits and survival strategies honed over millennia. The formidable brown bear, a true giant of the north, roams these lands with a presence that commands respect. Its life is a delicate balance between abundance and scarcity, dictated by the relentless rhythm of the seasons. During the fleeting summer, the brown bear becomes a relentless forager, scouring the tundra and bordering forests for berries bursting with energy, roots hidden beneath the soil, and the occasional carcass left behind by other predators. Every mouthful is vital, fueling the bear's body for the long, dark months ahead. As the first snowflakes drift down, the bear's instincts drive it toward the sheltering embrace of the taiga. Here, beneath a blanket of snow and earth, it prepares for one of nature's most remarkable feats, hibernation. Hibernation for the brown bear is no ordinary sleep. Its body undergoes a profound transformation. Metabolism plunges by 75% and the heart slows to a mere 8 beats per minute, conserving precious energy. In this state of suspended animation, the bear's breathing becomes shallow and infrequent, its body temperature drops, and every function is tuned for survival. This deep hibernation is a marvel of biological engineering, allowing the bear to endure months without food or water. Throughout this period, the bear neither eats, drinks, nor defecates. Its body recycles waste products, preventing the buildup of toxins, a process that would be fatal to most other animals. When spring's warmth finally returns, the bear emerges, remarkably strong and healthy. Its muscles, preserved by unique physiological mechanisms, show little sign of the long dormancy. Perhaps most astonishing of all, female bears give birth during this deep sleep. Tiny blind cubs are born in the safety of the den, nourished by their mother's rich milk until they are strong enough to face the world outside. This extraordinary strategy allows the brown bear to weather the harshest period of the year, when the tundra is locked in ice and food is all but impossible to find. By shutting down its body, the bear endures, waiting for the world to thaw. At the edge of the tundra, where forest meets open plain, stands another giant, the moose. Towering above the undergrowth, it is the largest land mammal in Lapland, perfectly adapted to this challenging environment. The moose is a voracious browser, consuming up to 32 kilograms of plant matter each day. Its long legs and flexible lips allow it to reach high branches and strip leaves, twigs, and bark with ease. Unlike many grazers, the moose is equally at home in water and on land. It wades into lakes and ponds to feast on aquatic plants, rich in minerals and nutrients, supplementing its diet when terrestrial food is scarce. By browsing on young trees and shrubs, the moose shapes the very structure of the forest. Its feeding habits can determine which plants thrive and which are suppressed, influencing the entire ecosystem. In fact, the moose's appetite can reduce a forest's ability to store carbon by as much as 60%, underscoring its role as a powerful ecosystem architect. The landscape itself bears the mark of the moose's passage. The moose's immense size and formidable strength are its greatest defenses, yet calves and weaker individuals remain vulnerable to the ever-watchful wolves and opportunistic bears that share this realm. With powerful limbs and splayed hooves, the moose is a master of movement, gliding through water with ease and traversing deep snow where others would flounder. Its long legs keep its body above the drifts, and its stamina is legendary. Like the caribou, the moose is wrapped in a dense, insulating coat. Each hair is hollow, trapping air and providing vital warmth against the biting cold of the tundra winter. The moose stands as a living symbol of the northern wilds, its presence a reminder of the power, resilience, and interconnectedness of the Lapland ecosystem. In this land of extremes, every species is a survivor, each with its own story of adaptation and endurance, shaping and being shaped by the world around it. While the mighty reindeer and elusive predators often steal the spotlight, the true architects of the Lapland tundra are often much smaller, yet their influence is profound and far-reaching. Beneath the mossy carpets and among the tangled roots, a hidden world of ecosystem engineers tirelessly shapes the landscape, weaving together the intricate web of life that defines this northern wilderness. Among these unsung heroes, the Norway lemming stands out as a keystone species. This small, energetic rodent is renowned for its dramatic population cycles, which surge and crash every 3 to 5 years, sending ripples through the entire ecosystem. When lemming numbers explode, the tundra floor becomes a living tapestry of movement. Their relentless foraging and tunneling aerate the soil, mix nutrients, and stimulate the growth of mosses and grasses, subtly but steadily transforming the very ground beneath their feet. In these peak years, the landscape pulses with their presence. Lemmings dart between tufts of sedge and willow, their frantic activity a lifeline for countless other creatures. Their abundance becomes a feast for predators. Arctic foxes, snowy owls, and wolverines all thrive when lemmings are plentiful, their populations rising and falling in tandem with this tiny rodent. Yet the lemmings' impact goes far beyond serving as prey. Their burrowing creates microhabitats for insects and seeds, and their droppings fertilize the soil, encouraging a flush of new plant growth each spring. During population booms, predators focus their attention on the abundant lemmings, creating a prey buffer effect that shields other vulnerable species from predation. This shift in predatory pressure is a lifeline for newborn caribou calves, who find a rare window of safety during these years of lemming abundance. As a result, the survival rate of young caribou often soars, their future secured by the cyclical fortunes of a much smaller neighbor. In this way, the humble lemmings' rise and fall orchestrates a symphony of life across the tundra, linking the fate of the smallest burrower to the largest herbivore in a delicate, ever-shifting balance. Along the winding rivers and quiet streams, another master engineer leaves its mark, the Eurasian beaver. With powerful jaws and ceaseless determination, beavers transform the waterways of Lapland, sculpting the land with every felled tree and carefully placed branch. These industrious rodents are true architects, gnawing through trunks and dragging timber to construct elaborate dams and lodges, their work echoing through the landscape for generations. Each dam slows the flow of water, flooding meadows and creating ponds that shimmer beneath the northern sky. These new wetlands become oases of life, nurturing a diversity of plants and animals rarely found elsewhere in the tundra. The still waters of beaver ponds warm quickly in the brief Arctic summer, providing ideal breeding grounds for aquatic insects, frogs, and fish. Dragonflies and mosquitoes rise in clouds, their larvae feeding on the bounty of nutrients released by the beaver's handiwork. Amphibians lay their eggs in the calm shallows, while fish find refuge among submerged branches. The abundance of insects draws birds from far and wide, their calls echoing across the water. Drowned trees become nesting sites for waterfowl and songbirds, while the lush vegetation at the pond's edge attracts grazing herbivores, all drawn to the rich green bounty that flourishes in the beaver's wake. The ripple effect of beaver activity is astonishing. Entire communities of mammals, birds, amphibians, and insects gather around these engineered wetlands, their lives intertwined in a vibrant mosaic of interdependence. Studies reveal that mammal diversity near beaver ponds can be up to 25% higher than in the surrounding tundra, a testament to the beaver's power to shape the land and foster abundance. By creating these pockets of rich, wet habitat, beavers bolster the resilience of the entire landscape, offering sanctuary and sustenance to countless species through the harshest seasons. Their tireless labor is a living reminder that even the smallest creatures can wield immense influence, building a more complex, vibrant, and enduring world for all who call the Lapland tundra home. And beneath the surface, a multitude of insects, beetles, ants, and pollinators work in concert, breaking down organic matter, aerating the soil, and ensuring the continued renewal of the tundra's plant life. Their quiet industry sustains the very foundation of this ecosystem, proving that in the Lapland tundra, every creature, no matter how small, is an engineer of resilience and renewal. For millennia, the Lapland tundra has been shaped by powerful natural forces, each leaving its mark on this delicate landscape. The tundra is a land of extremes, where the rhythm of the seasons dictates the fate of every living thing. Each year, the return of the midnight sun brings a brief explosion of life, while the long polar night tests the endurance of all who dwell here. Animal migrations are among the most dramatic events in Lapland. Vast herds of caribou traverse hundreds of kilometers following ancient routes etched into the land by generations past. Their hooves churn the snow, searching for the slow-growing lichens that sustain them through the winter. These migrations are a delicate dance, timed to the thawing of rivers and the greening of the tundra. Yet, even the smallest shift in weather patterns can disrupt this balance, leaving herds stranded or without food. Natural disasters, too, play a role in shaping the land. Fierce blizzards can sweep across the tundra, burying food sources and testing the resilience of animals. In spring, sudden thaws can trigger floods, carving new channels through the snow and ice, and sometimes stranding wildlife on isolated patches of land. The climate itself is a force of constant change. The tundra is especially sensitive to shifts in temperature and precipitation. Warmer winters can lead to rain falling on snow, creating layers of ice that lock away the lichens beneath, making it impossible for caribou and other grazers to feed. Thawing permafrost is another silent but profound threat. As the ground warms, it releases ancient stores of water and carbon, transforming the landscape into a patchwork of bogs and ponds. This not only alters habitats but also releases greenhouse gases, further accelerating climate change. Storms and lightning can ignite wildfires, rare but devastating events in the tundra. These fires can consume vast areas of moss and lichen, leaving behind blackened earth that may take decades to recover. The interplay of migration, weather, and natural disasters creates a landscape in constant flux. Each event, whether a flood, a freeze, or a fire, leaves its mark on the land and the creatures that call it home. The Lapland tundra endures, shaped by forces far beyond human control. Its resilience is remarkable, but its fragility is ever present, a reminder that even in the absence of people, nature's own challenges can be just as profound, and the story of survival here is written by the land itself. As the first rays of sunlight stretch across the Lapland tundra, a quiet transformation unfolds, one that speaks of hope, resilience, and the remarkable power of nature to heal itself. In the heart of this vast wilderness, herds of caribou move gracefully across the snow-blanketed plains. Their ancient migration patterns, etched into the land over millennia, are a testament to the enduring spirit of the tundra. Beneath their hooves the ground stirs with new life. Mosses and lichens, the quiet architects of the Arctic, begin their slow but steady work of regeneration, weaving a living tapestry that holds the fragile soil together. The peatlands, once scarred by the harshness of winter, now pulse with renewed vitality. Water seeps gently into the earth, reawakening dormant seeds and coaxing native plants to rise once more. Across the landscape, animals adapt and thrive. The Arctic fox, with its keen senses and thick winter coat, emerges from its den, while the ptarmigan, perfectly camouflaged, forages among the shrubs, each species a vital thread in the fabric of this ecosystem. The caribou's hooves break through the snow's crust, compacting it and allowing the bitter cold to reach deeper into the ground. This simple act helps slow the thawing of permafrost, preserving the ancient cold that lies beneath and maintaining the delicate balance of the tundra. Deep below, the permafrost remains locked in a silent struggle with the warming world above. Yet, the resilience of the land is evident in the intricate patterns of ice and earth, a hidden world that supports all life above. Wetlands, shimmering with meltwater, become sanctuaries for migratory birds. Their calls echo across the open sky, signaling the return of life and the promise of another season. In these vibrant wetlands, mosses and sedges flourish, drawing carbon from the air and locking it safely away. Dragonflies hover above the pools, their delicate wings catching the light, a sign of a thriving, balanced ecosystem. The tundra, once battered by the extremes of climate, now reveals its capacity for renewal. Every animal, every plant, every patch of moss plays a role in this grand restoration, each contributing to the harmony that sustains the land. Hope in the Lapland tundra is not a distant dream, but a living reality, woven into the cycles of growth, adaptation, and quiet perseverance that define this remarkable place. As dawn breaks and the land awakens, the story of restoration continues, written not by human hands but by the enduring forces of nature itself. Here in the silence and the light the tundra's promise endures, a new dawn and a future shaped by resilience and hope. The Lapland tundra is a land of profound paradoxes, where the silence of snow belies a world brimming with hidden life. Beneath the icy crust, resilient mosses and lichens cling to existence, their roots weaving a tapestry of survival through the frozen earth. The weather shifts in sweeping dramatic cycles. Blizzards give way to fleeting sunlight, and the ice melts just long enough for life to surge forward in a brief, brilliant burst. Here, every creature is a master of adaptation. The reindeer with their broad hooves dig tirelessly through snow to find the sustenance hidden below, while the Arctic fox, cloaked in white, moves silently across the landscape, ever watchful, ever resourceful. Tundra plants, battered by relentless winds and freezing temperatures, bloom defiantly in the short summer, painting the land with color and feeding the great herds that roam these plains. The Arctic fox, a symbol of cunning and endurance, survives by changing its coat with the seasons and by scavenging, hunting, and outwitting the cold at every turn. Caribou embark on epic migrations, traversing vast distances in search of food and safety, their journey a testament to the power of instinct and the will to survive. In the heart of winter, birds huddle together for warmth, and every animal from the smallest vole to the mightiest caribou plays a role in the intricate web of life that sustains the tundra. Tracks crisscross the snow, silent stories of survival and connection, each imprint a mark of resilience in a world where only the strongest endure. The land itself is in constant transformation. Thawing permafrost releases ancient waters, reshaping the landscape and challenging every living thing to adapt anew. The tree line recedes, and the tundra stretches on, a realm where the struggle for life is both ancient and ongoing. The fate of the caribou calf, taking its first steps in the snow, is bound to the strength of the herd and the bounty of the land. Forests of conifer and birch stand as sentinels at the edge of the tundra, their roots anchoring the soil and sheltering countless creatures from the biting wind. Skip human mention. Rivers, born of melting ice, carve their way through the tundra, nourishing the land and providing lifelines for the animals that depend on them. The thawing permafrost breathes out ancient secrets, its transformation echoing through the ecosystem and testing the adaptability of every living thing. As habitats shift and vanish, the wildlife of Lapland must find new ways to survive, their resilience a living testament to the enduring spirit of the tundra. The stakes are high, for every drop of melting ice and every lost patch of moss ripples through the web of life. Yet, as the sun rises over the fells, hope is reborn. Saplings push through the snow, and the cycle of life continues, undaunted by adversity. Skip human mention. 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 This is a story not just of hardship but of astonishing perseverance, of lone animals forging paths through the snow, of herds moving as one, and of plants blooming against all odds. Skip human mention. Skip human mention. The enduring spirit of the tundra is written in the tenacity of its flora and fauna, in the way each life form adapts, endures, and thrives despite the odds. Skip human mention. The future of the tundra is unwritten, its next chapter shaped by the resilience of its wild inhabitants and the ever-changing rhythms of nature. Skip human mention. Skip human mention. The Lapland tundra stands as a vital part of our planet's natural heritage, a living archive of endurance and adaptation. If this land of ice and light endures, it will remain a beacon of hope and resilience for all wild places. To preserve the tundra is to safeguard a priceless ecosystem, where every creature and every plant is a testament to the power of life. Skip human mention. The wild and hopeful heart of the tundra beats on, undiminished, a symbol of nature's enduring spirit. Beneath the glittering snow and windswept ice of the Lapland tundra lies a world invisible to the naked eye, a realm teeming with microscopic life and unseen ecosystems. Here, in the dim spaces between frozen soil crystals and ancient permafrost, countless bacteria, fungi, and tiny invertebrates work tirelessly, shaping the fate of the landscape above. Bacteria, the silent chemists of the tundra, break down dead organic matter, releasing vital nutrients into the soil. These microscopic beings are the first to greet the spring thaw, awakening as temperatures rise, sparking a chain reaction of growth that fuels the brief but intense burst of life on the surface. Their ceaseless labor recycles carbon, nitrogen, and other elements, sustaining the mosses, lichens, and grasses that feed the great herds. Fungi, with their delicate filaments weaving intricate networks underground, form vital partnerships with tundra plants. These mycorrhizal alliances help roots extract scarce nutrients from the frozen earth, bolstering their hosts against the harsh climate. Some fungi even glow faintly in the darkness, their presence a hidden signal of life flourishing where none seems possible. Tiny invertebrates, springtails, nematodes, and mites, crawl and burrow through the icy soil. Though minuscule, their impact is immense. They aerate the ground, break down decaying plant matter, and serve as crucial links in the tundra's food web. Each movement, each bite, helps maintain the delicate balance that allows larger creatures to thrive. Together, these unseen architects orchestrate a symphony of survival beneath the snow. Their quiet work ensures that when the surface blooms in summer's fleeting warmth, the land above is ready to support the spectacular abundance of life that defines the Lapland tundra. In this hidden world, resilience is measured not in size or strength but in the power of connection. Millions of lives intertwined, sustaining an ecosystem where every thread matters. As the snow melts and the cycle begins anew, the secret life beneath the tundra endures, quietly shaping the destiny of this land of ice and light. In the land of the tundra, time itself seems to breathe in cycles, each season a chapter in a timeless dance of transformation. As the endless daylight of summer stretches across the horizon, the tundra awakens in a burst of life. The sun never sets, casting a perpetual golden glow over the landscape. This is a time of abundance where every plant and animal must seize the moment to grow, reproduce, and prepare for the harsh months ahead. Arctic poppies and saxifrages unfurl their petals, painting the tundra with vibrant hues. Their rapid growth is a marvel of adaptation, driven by the relentless sunlight that fuels photosynthesis around the clock. Caribou calves are born into this brief season of plenty, their mothers grazing tirelessly on nutrient-rich grasses and lichens. The young must grow quickly, for the window of warmth is fleeting. As the days shorten and the sun dips below the horizon, the tundra begins its slow descent into the long polar night. Darkness blankets the land, and temperatures plummet. Yet, life persists. Willow ptarmigans, their plumage turning from brown to white, blend seamlessly into the snow-covered ground. They huddle together, conserving heat and energy, waiting for the return of the light. Beneath the ice, Arctic char and other fish enter a state of torpor, their metabolic rates slowing to a crawl. They survive on stored energy, a testament to the resilience of life in this frozen world. Lemmings retreat to their burrows, insulated from the biting cold by thick layers of snow. Here they continue to forage on cached food, their tiny hearts beating with the promise of survival. Even the plants, seemingly lifeless under the snow, are not truly dormant. Beneath the frost, their roots remain active, drawing sustenance from the frozen soil. They wait patiently for the sun's return, ready to spring back to life with the first thaw. And then, as if by magic, the cycle begins anew. The sun rises higher each day, melting the snow and ice, revealing the vibrant tapestry of life beneath. The tundra bursts into bloom once more, a resilient testament to the power of adaptation and the enduring spirit of this land of extremes. In the timeless dance of seasons, the tundra teaches us that survival is not just about enduring the harshest conditions but about thriving in harmony with the rhythms of nature. Here, in this land of ice and light, life finds a way, season after season, year after year. Across the open tundra, the wind is a constant companion, an unseen force that shapes and defines this rugged world. Sweeping down from distant mountains and racing unhindered across the vast plains, these powerful gusts sculpt the very land itself. Snowdrifts form in intricate patterns, rippling across the ground like frozen waves. Rocks are polished smooth and fragile soil is swept away, exposing the ancient bones of the earth. Yet in this relentless wind, life finds ingenious ways to endure. The tundra's plants like Arctic willows and cushion mosses hug the ground, their stems and leaves pressed close to the soil. This low profile shields them from the biting gusts and preserves precious warmth, their roots spread wide rather than deep, anchoring them firmly against the wind's pull and allowing them to draw nourishment from the thin windswept soil. Animals too have mastered the art of living with the wind. The snowy owl glides silently, using the updrafts to soar effortlessly in search of prey. Musk oxen with their dense, shaggy coats form tight circles, presenting their thickest fur to the wind and shielding their young in the calm at the center. Even the smallest creatures, like the Arctic bumblebee, time their foraging to moments when the air is still, seeking refuge among rocks and vegetation when the gusts grow fierce. In the tundra, the wind is both a challenge and a sculptor of resilience, a force that tests but also refines. Flora and fauna alike are shaped by its power, each adaptation a testament to the unyielding spirit of this wild and windswept land. Here, survival is not just about standing strong but learning to bend and thrive in harmony with nature's relentless breath. Beneath the silent, frozen surface of the tundra's rivers and lakes, a hidden world stirs with life. Even as winter grips the land in a sheath of ice, the waters below remain a sanctuary for resilient creatures. Here, aquatic insects drift and dart, their lives unfolding at a slower tempo to match the chill. Stoneflies and midges cling to submerged rocks, their bodies equipped with antifreeze proteins that ward off the lethal embrace of freezing temperatures. Fish, too, have mastered the art of survival in these icy depths. Arctic char and lake trout glide through the frigid waters, their metabolism slowed, conserving energy for the long dark months. These hardy swimmers absorb oxygen from water rich in life-giving air, while their blood carries special proteins to prevent dangerous ice crystals from forming within. Amid the tangled roots and sheltered crevices, tiny crustaceans and insect larvae find refuge, feeding on microscopic algae and detritus. Each species is a marvel of adaptation, breathing through gills that function even in near-freezing water, moving slowly to conserve warmth, and timing their life cycles to the brief, explosive summers when the ice recedes. Above, the thick ice insulates and protects, creating a stable environment below where life can persist against the odds. In this world of dim light and cold silence, the creatures of the tundra's waterways endure, each one a silent testament to the ingenuity of life in even the harshest of habitats.